Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boxing Unlimited here once again, and we're here today to talk about the aftermath of the fight between Diego Pacheco and SULECKI. Well, we couldn't talk about this fight because initially, when it was made, because there's not too much information on it. The promoters didn't do a very good job. We call on the hand to improve. And having said that, we'll tell you no particular of the way the fight went through. This is aftermath of the fight between Diego Pacheco and SULECKI. SULECKI is a durable opponent, no doubt about that. He's been with the A-class fighters, former champions and former champions. He's only lost to two of them. And but Diego Pacheco is an up-and-coming fighter, a good prospect, no doubt about that. And he's had like 21 wins and 17 KOs in his fight. He's 23 years old and he's still young and coming. So, but for people to now put him before to fight, that is keep saying that he's ready to fight Canelo is wrong. Don't derail this young man. He's a good talent, as we said, a good prospect. Will be the world champion at some point in his career. But for him to fight Canelo at this stage is just too early for me. People might have other ideas about that, but my idea is that he's not prepared yet. I've seen his fight with SULECKI, his fight, that's what we're doing this aftermath today. A lot of people are calling and leaving. The promoter is saying he's ready for Canelo. He's not ready for Canelo yet. He's still learning the project. He's still a prospect. And even though he's heavy-handed, he's got good movement as well. But he's a little bit slow on his punches. And when he jabs, he leaves his right hands open. They have to cover that. With somebody like Canelo and somebody who is hard like Canelo, he'll be out before you know it. He will derail his progress and his momentum will fall over, and the confidence that he normally has in fights will go. So for now, he's not ready for Canelo. Maybe give him like 2 more years or a year, and then make him do fights with rated people, 10 people in the top 10 grades, so that we will know whether he's ready or not for Canelo, or he's been ready for other punch fighters, because Canelo is not the only person in the super middleweight division. There are other fighters, wicked fighters, people who can take you out with their punch, people who can fight you. David Benavidez is there, even though his father trains Pacheco, and they work out in the same gym, probably spare together. He's improved him, but not to that level at the moment. His combination punches comes in a slow rhythm. If you watch his fight again with SULECKI, you will find out. He's got a body punch. Body punch is never used till until that minute that he knocked him out. And that punch was just straight to the liver. We've always said it in this channel that styles make fight. And when you give, you have to take as well. And that a punch can change the whole dynamics or whole complexion of the fight. That is what we saw today. SULECKI was fighting well. He was coming in and out. He was taking advantage of some few things and few lapses in Pacheco's defense. But what we saw today was as soon as the coach told him that he have to go to the body, and the commentator, Chris Ajiri, he said he has to go to the body as if he was, woken up from sleep. He just came with that right, found the right that missed, and then that hook to the liver. And that was the end of the fight. A man who has never been stopped. So we keep talking about body punches, so essential in fights. And we have the opinion that if he had started with that body punches, even though he's taller, I had some guys even tell me the other day that it's very difficult for a tall guy to use body punches. We had an argument, it was just, talking about boxing. Said the taller guy is almost, that is why they were telling me that is why Tyson Fury lost. I said no, you can be tall and still knock people out with body punches. We saw that against Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins. When Oscar challenged for the middleweight title championship, we saw what he left to do. And you know how tall Bernard Hopkins is? He's over 6 foot, and then La Hoya is around 5 foot 10, 11. So it doesn't really follow, this game is a skill game. That's why we say styles make fight. It's skill. Skill pays the bill in this fight. So Pacheco, as you said, has a good reach. It's also easy to hit. You can find him with punches, and for him to fight Canelo in that way, without making adjustments, without improving on his defense, will be laying him to a slaughter, because Canelo is a heavy hitter. And Canelo is shorter, so he has advantage on body punches, and he's going to rock him out and set him up with punches that will finish him. At the moment, as I said before, Pacheco is not ready yet for Canelo. Canelo is on some class above him, and he has to pay his dues to come to Canelo. Well, how does he pay his dues? That's the questions we're going to ask. How does one? He's going to fight other contenders, either Plant, Benavides, any person that is ready in the top tier of the championship, of the middleweight, super middleweight title. Any person there in the ratings, the top 10, you need to engage 1 or 2 or 3 before you can say he's ready for Canelo. Canelo is, well, if they're calling it to make name and be hard in boxing circles and in boxing folklore, they might have a reason. But if they're saying that this guy, with the kind of fight he put up today, is ready to fight Canelo for the title of WBC, WBA, and WBO titles, because the other IBF been stripped of him. So if they're saying he's ready, I'd say it's wrong. Don't push this guy. This is a prospect. He's a good fighter. Don't push him up too early to his grave, because Canelo will take all the confidence away, all the things he's done. We saw Mongua. Mongua is a seasoned boxer, champion, but we saw what happened to him. But he's going to come back soon, because it wasn't really as if Canelo finished him. That he had his moments. He's gone down, he's come up. That shows the heart and determination and willpower. I hope Pacheco does have it, because that is very important in boxing. Apart from the styles you use, the punches you use, the most other important thing is your willpower. Are you able to make adjustments even during the fight without being pushed by your coach? Are you able to see the fight, take a punch, flush on and stand your foot and still be fighting? Those are the areas Pacheco has to improve. We've not really seen much of his fight, but he's been knocking people out. 17 knockouts in 21 fights is not an easy job. But if you have to look at the class of people he's been knocking out, are they in the capacity of Canelo? Why call out Canelo every time anything happens? Canelo is way above all these fighters. And the Canelo, once you start coming to the face of Canelo, he will give you the fight and spoil and probably give you a beating of your life. So the trend still goes on. We'll have to stop here today. But what we're saying, and we'll repeat it anywhere we go, we're confident in saying it. We're saying that Diego Pacheco is not ready for Canelo Alvarez yet. He has to fight some more fights, get more experience to come against Canelo. Canelo is a world beater. Canelo used to be arguably the face of boxing still, depending on who you ask. Anyway, we'll have to stop here today. Do have a lovely day. God bless.